Our topic is prepare soup, sauces, and garnishes. The variety of sauces, methods of preparing sauce, and storing sauce. The following are the sauces and garnishes. Sauces and garnishes are aspects of food preparation that contribute both to the taste as well as the presentation of the meal. Many types of food rely on sauces for their overall flavor. Pasta is an example of food that is rarely eaten without a sauce. Sauces are heavily influenced by regions and cultures. When the meal is prepared and the sauce has been applied, the final step is to finish the presentation with a garnish. Garnishes can be anything from edible flour to strategically placed vegetables or fruit, to a sprinkling of sauce or powder. They are the final element that completes the dish. Sauces come in a variety of different styles and consistencies. They can be thick or thin, rich and creamy, or light and delicate. Depending on the purpose, sauces can be strongly flavored, hot and spicy, or even sweet to serve with a dessert. The way in which the sauce is presented will depend very much on the dish being served. The sauce may be served partially masked over the food, served under the food, or served in a separate dish or a saucer. The following are the variety of sauces. Number 1, brown sauce. This includes bordelaise sauce, Chateaubriand sauce, charcutier sauce, demi-glace, gravy or mushroom gravy, poutine sauce, romesco sauce, sauce africaine, sauce au poivre, and sauce Robert. Number 2, butter sauce. This includes beurre blanc, Café de Paris, and Magnier sauce. Number 3, emulsified sauces. This includes aioli, béarnaise sauce, hollandaise sauce, mayonnaise, remoulade, salad cream, and tartar sauce. Number 4 are the green sauces or salsa verde. Number 5 are the hot sauces or chili pepper tinged sauces. Buffalo sauce, chili sauce, little pepper sauce, enchilada sauce, and Tabasco sauce. Number 6, sauces made of chopped fresh ingredients. This includes Latin American salsa cruda of various kinds, moude, onion sauce, salsa verde, pesto, pico de gallo, timali, sauce grivache, and sauce vierge. Number 7 are the sweet sauces. This includes butterscotch sauce, caramel sauce, chocolate gravy, chocolate sauce, custard or cream anglaise, fudge sauce, hard sauce, not included but also called a sauce nonetheless. Fruit sauces like apple sauce, blueberry sauce, cranberry sauce, mango sauce, peach sauce, plum sauce or timali, and strawberry sauce. Number 8 are the white sauces. This includes bechamel sauce, mushroom sauce, mornay sauce, sauce allemande, sauce americaine, supreme sauce, velouté, and yogurt sauce. Methods of preparing sauce. Sauces can dress up even an ordinary dish and make it something special. Most sauce recipes have only few ingredients and can be made in a very short time. It is usually a lot cheaper than buying the canned or powdered package counterpart in the grocery store, although it is nice to have a few of those on hand for the time you need rush or do not have the proper ingredients in your kitchen. Most sauce recipes are simply a matter of combining few ingredients, although some of the classic sauces involve special techniques that must be followed closely. There are a few points to help you make your sauce recipe a success. Number 1, try to use heavy base stainless steel pans for sauce making. But if you must use an aluminum pan, Use a wooden spoon as your stirring tool. A metal spoon or whisk in an aluminum pan will discolor the sauce. Heavy base stainless steel will also distribute the heat more evenly, and sauces are less likely to stick or burn on the bottom. Number 2, pay attention to the temperature mentioned in the recipe. If it says medium, use medium heat. When it tells you to stir constantly, please do it because otherwise the sauce will have lumps. Some sauces can be made ahead of time. Other recipes require you to make the sauce right before you use or serve it. Number 4, some sauces benefit by using clarified butter. A recipe is included on how to do that. It makes a lot and can be stored in the refrigerator for a few weeks. Be sure to date it, or frozen until needed in a glass jar. Clarified butter resists smoke longer and makes your delicate sauces, such as hollandaise, much nicer. Besides, you can use it to fry or saute poultry, fish, or potatoes. Number 5, make sure you have all the ingredients on hand first. Then measure them out and get out your utensils. Next, read the recipe through again and finally begin the sauce. White sauce should be a part of every cook's repertoire, but the concern over making a lumpy sauce can put fear into any beginner. It should not, because if you follow instruction, it comes out just fine. Keep adding things until it comes out like you want it to be. The butter and flour mixture, which is known as roux, must be cooked for a full minute to remove the raw taste from the flour. The milk, broth, or liquid is then added at a little time and stirred to a smooth paste between each addition. You can add the milk a little faster as you come to the end, but all lump must be stirred out before adding more milk or they will impossible to get rid of it later. If you choose to make hollandaise on the stove, there are few rules to follow. First, keep the heat low or cook it over double broiler, making certain the water underneath is not boiling or touching the top pan, or you will get scrambled eggs. Both hollandaise and mayonnaise are known as emulsified sauces. That means you must create an emulsion where all the ingredients are combined correctly to the desired thickness and do not separate on standing. Use clarified butter for the hollandaise. The egg yolks are whisked with water using a good wire whisk in a stainless steel heavy base pan over very low heat. These create a stable base for the sauce. The melted clarified butter is added very slowly to the egg yolks while whisking continuously. To emulsify the mixture, if the sauce needs to stand for a while before use, cover it with plastic wrap, actually touching the entire surface of the sauce. The rules are the same with mayonnaise, only you are adding oil to the beaten egg, lemon juice, mustard mixture, almost drop by drop at first, slowly increasing to a thin stream while whisking constantly. You are not using the stove for this recipe, so place a bowl or a damp cloth to prevent it slipping while whisking, as you will probably find it easier to tip the bowl slightly. When making other sauces, prepare all your chopped and sliced ingredients before you begin the final cooking or mixing process. Storing sauces. Sauce freezing basics. Sauces can be stored in your freezer indefinitely in terms of their safety, but quality suffers after prolonged storage as of flavors, oxidation, and freezer burn can adversely affect your sauce. Storing your sauces properly helps to mitigate the damage, but most sauces should not be stored frozen for more than 6 months. Freezer temperature must be maintained at 0 degrees Fahrenheit to maximize the safety and quality. Sauce storage containers. For the best quality, it is important that you store all sauces properly to lengthen their lifespan. Always use freezer-safe containers when storing sauces. Freezer-safe, wide-mouth canning jars, zippered bags, and plastic containers are all appropriate for storing sauces. Leave at least an 1 inch of head space in any rigid container to account for expansion during freezing. Cool foods quickly in the refrigerator or on the counter for up to 2 hours before freezing. Then label, seal, and freeze your containers. Sauce freezer placement. Place similar foods together by moving the recently frozen foods to the back or bottom of your freezer and other foods toward the front or top. Do not store frozen sauces on the door of your freezer where the temperatures are more variable, but instead, place all sauces in the back section of the freezer to avoid the temperature fluctuations. Do not overload your freezer with sauces to be frozen. Avoid freezing more than 2 to 3 pounds of sauce per cubic foot of capacity to ensure your sauces quickly freeze. Sauce storage tips. Some sauces freeze better than others. Sauces that contain a lot of fat, such as gravy, often separate during freezing. When making gravy to freeze, use less fat than normal and stir constantly while reheating to prevent separation. While spaghetti sauces freezes well, pasta does not. So do not freeze the two together. Other sauces separate during the reheating process. But most can be fixed simply by stirring or beating them while reheating. Safe food handling. Keep sauces taste their freshest by number 1, to keep your tomato-based sauces taste their absolute freshest. Here are some sound generally accepted commercial food handling procedures to follow. Buy high-quality seasonings or ingredients. Lower quality on untreated seasoning almost invariably increases the chances of your sauce prematurely aging, thereby creating off flavors and eventually spoilage. Number 2, sterilized seasonings. High-quality seasonings that have been properly treated by the manufacturer are significantly less likely to cause premature sauce aging. However, to further decrease the risk, a good practice is to sterilize seasonings by sautéing them in oil, just prior to adding them to your tomato-based sauce. Number 3, cool sauces as rapidly as possible. Under warm temperature, sauce aging microbes multiply quickly at logarithmic rates. Therefore, it is important to cool stored sauces as quickly as possible. Also, storing sauces in smaller versus larger containers accelerates refrigerator cooling at the core of the container. Number 4, keep your sauce refrigerated. As is true for most foods, microbes capable of aging a sauce grow fastest in a warm temperature environment, around 60 to 110 Fahrenheit. Therefore, after mixing in other ingredients, promptly refrigerate tomato sauces for about 35 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, preferably lidded containers prior to subsequently heating or usage. Number 5, avoid the sourdough starter syndrome. It is possible to re-inoculate new, previously sterile sauce batches by combining old and new sauces and or by not sanitizing storage containers between batches. Because their surfaces are porous, plastic containers are particularly vulnerable to re-inoculation. Similarly, make sure the mixing or ladling utensils are also well sanitized. Number 6, avoid aluminum and plastic containers. In choosing storage containers, select stainless steel over plastic or aluminum. The problem with plastic is that its surface is easily nicked, leaving small crevices which can eventually harbor soaring microbes. The problem with aluminum is that it imparts a bitter metallic flavor to tomato-based sauces. In reaction, the tomatoes naturally mild acidity. This is Maylene Huliganga. Thank you for watching.